This is probably by far the more important BYD model we're going to see today. It's not actually new, it's been out for a little while in the Chinese market. This is the BYD Seagull.
Your option to buy an affordable Chinese-made electric vehicle is tonight under threat.
China has been steadily disrupting the global auto industry, and now it's taken things up a notch. For years, Chinese car makers have focused on building electric vehicles that deliver respectable performance at jaw-droppingly low prices. That strategy has already rattled the traditional players, but the latest release from BYD is sending shockwaves through boardrooms worldwide. With the introduction of an electric car that feels almost too good to be true, China is making it crystal clear that the future of affordable EVs may no longer be written in Detroit, Stuttgart, or Tokyo, but in Shenzhen. Enter the BYD Seagull, a compact electric vehicle that's grabbing headlines for all the right reasons. At first glance, there's nothing flashy about it. It doesn't try to dazzle with futuristic design cues or shout for attention with bold styling. But that's exactly what makes it so disruptive. Beneath its unassuming exterior lies a stunning offer, a fully electric car starting at just $11,000 and offering up to 200 miles of driving range. Those numbers seem unreal, especially for anyone familiar with the high price tags that often accompany EVs in global markets. Yet this isn't a concept or a prototype. The Seagull is already in production and on Chinese roads, and its arrival is doing more than turning heads. It's rewriting expectations. For legacy automakers, this isn't just a clever marketing gimmick, it's a legitimate threat. The Seagull doesn't merely compete on price. It delivers real-world practicality, enough range for daily driving, and the backing of one of the most advanced EV manufacturers in the world. BYD has long been a key player in the electric vehicle landscape, and much of its success comes down to its tightly integrated supply chain. While many automakers rely on external suppliers for major components, especially batteries, BYD manufactures many of these parts in-house. That vertical integration allows it to cut production costs dramatically while maintaining tight control over quality. The Seagull is the latest and most compelling example of how that strategy is paying off. The car itself is purpose-built for city life. It's compact, agile, and ideal for navigating tight urban streets. It may not come loaded with luxury features, but that's not the point. It's designed to be an efficient, budget-conscious solution that doesn't compromise on the essentials. For many drivers, especially those looking to switch to an EV without breaking the bank, that's exactly what they need. But the Seagull isn't just about mobility, it's a broader statement. It signals a major shift in how electric vehicles are positioned globally. For years, EVs have been seen as premium products, often out of reach for middle and lower-income buyers. With this release, BYD is challenging that notion, proving that affordable electric cars are not only possible, they're here now. This development is also shaking up the competition. Automakers in Europe, the US, and elsewhere are now under pressure to respond. The old strategies of premium pricing and slow innovation cycles won't cut it anymore. To stay relevant, they'll need to either find ways to drastically cut their own costs or explore partnerships that let them compete in this new affordability-driven landscape. Either way, the game has changed. Inside the BYD Seagull, the surprises continue. The cabin is refreshingly modern with a youthful edge, mixing a minimalist layout with bold, angular accents inspired by the shape of a seagull's wing. The color scheme breaks from the usual monochrome interiors, combining black with light blue and eye-catching neon green stitching. It feels energetic, not cheap, a pleasant surprise at this price point. The centerpiece of the dashboard is a 10.1-inch touchscreen that rotates between portrait and landscape modes, giving drivers flexible access to apps and controls. A secondary digital instrument cluster displays key driving information clearly and cleanly. Importantly, the car still includes physical buttons and steering wheel controls for those who prefer not to rely entirely on touchscreens while driving. Comfort features are thoughtfully included. There's a wireless charging pad, heated front seats in higher trims, and a 6-way power-adjustable driver's seat. While the rear cargo space is modest with the seats up, folding them down opens up nearly 930 liters of storage, surprisingly generous for such a compact vehicle. Updates for 2025 include improved sealing materials and new color options like dune pink and ocean blue, along with upgraded air conditioning across all trims. So how does the Seagull stack up against other budget-friendly EVs? Quite favorably. Its 2 battery options, 30.08 kWh and 38.88 kWh, offer 190 and 252 miles of range respectively, which is exceptional at this price point. That puts it ahead of rivals like the Dacia Spring, which tops out around 140 miles of range. Hyundai's upcoming Inster may prove competitive too, but full range details are still under wraps. What sets the Seagull apart is how balanced it feels. It's affordable without being stripped down, it's efficient without sacrificing comfort or basic tech, and it's designed with real-world use in mind. In short, it's not just a budget EV, it's a challenge to the rest of the industry. As other automakers scramble to adapt, BYD is showing no signs of slowing down. If the Seagull is any indication, China's EV revolution is only just beginning, and it's likely to reshape the future of transportation far beyond its borders. When it comes to affordable electric vehicles, the BYD Seagull has quickly made a name for itself as a game changer, not just for its price, but also for how it performs in the real world. While it may not be a speedster, its top speed of 81 mph is more than enough for city and suburban driving. It's agile, responsive, and light on its feet, which makes weaving through traffic or parking in tight spots a breeze. Compared to competitors like the Hyundai Inster and the Dacia Spring, the Seagull feels zippier and more confident on the road. The Inster, designed for city use, likely shares similar driving traits, though specific performance details are still scarce. The Dacia Spring, however, lags behind with a top speed of just 78 mph and a modest 44 horsepower engine, enough to get you from point A to B, but not much more. Inside, the Seagull punches above its weight. The cabin is well thought out and surprisingly refined for such a low-cost vehicle. BYD has equipped it with a rotating 10.1-inch infotainment touchscreen, synthetic leather seats, and an overall design that feels youthful and functional. Safety hasn't been overlooked either. It includes essential features like airbags, electronic stability control, ABS, and traction control. It's not just about bells and whistles, it's about providing a secure, confident driving experience. BYD's crash sensor technology, which automatically unlocks doors and activates hazard lights in the event of an accident, is a great example of smart, thoughtful design. There's also Hill Start Assist, which stops the car from rolling backwards when starting on an incline, and Downhill Assist to manage descent speed without excessive braking. Passive safety elements like curtain airbags, ISOFIX anchors for child seats, and a reinforced structure built from 61% high-strength steel all contribute to a sturdy protective shell. Higher trims even offer advanced features such as adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, and emergency braking, tools that are rare in this price bracket. A rear camera and parking sensors add convenience, reducing the risk of scrapes and fender benders in crowded city spaces. The Seagull has proven itself in crash tests as well, earning a strong 3A rating. It scored particularly high in side impact protection and whiplash safety, showing that BYD isn't cutting corners when it comes to occupant protection. These safety ratings underscore the car's value and give it an edge in a competitive segment where budget cars often sacrifice safety to hit a lower price. Looking at how the Seagull compares with rivals, it clearly leads the pack in value. The Hyundai Inster is positioned to offer high-tech features like dual 10.25-inch displays, vehicle-to-load capability, and even a heat pump for cold weather efficiency. But it's still expected to cost significantly more. The Dacia Spring is the most basic of the three. It sticks to a utilitarian design and lacks some of the premium touches and advanced tech found in its rivals. While the Spring offers a small front trunk and reasonable pricing in Europe, starting around 16,000 euros, about 17,700, it feels a little outdated compared to the much cheaper and better equipped Seagull, which starts at roughly $11,000 in China. In terms of dimensions, the Seagull's slightly wider build may offer a bit more shoulder room and cabin comfort compared to the Inster, which is narrower and designed with urban congestion in mind. The Spring sticks with a minimalistic interior, aimed more at functionality than flair. Overall, while all three models are built to be practical city cars, the Seagull and Inster offer a more refined driving and ownership experience. The Spring, by contrast, is more of a bare-bones solution for those who prioritize price over features. But price and specs aside, what really matters is how the Seagull holds up on the road day to day. And here, it does surprisingly well. Real-world efficiency varies, of course, but for the most part, it delivers results close to its marketing claims. The Seagull offers two battery options, a 30.08 kWh pack rated for 305 kilometers, and a 38.88 kWh version rated for up to 405 kilometers, both based on the optimistic CLTC standard. In everyday use, especially in urban environments, the larger battery tends to give you around 320 km per charge. That's a solid result for such an affordable EV. As with all electric cars, seasonal shifts can affect performance. In the spring, summer, and fall, drivers can expect to get about 80 to 85% of the advertised range, especially when driving in stop-and-go traffic, where regenerative braking helps recharge the battery. Cold weather, however, can lower that range to around 70%, since battery efficiency drops in lower temperatures. Officially, BYD says the Seagull consumes about 9.1 kW per 100 kilometers for the larger battery version, but that's under ideal conditions. In reality, highway driving at a steady 90 km/h will see consumption closer to 15 kW per 100 kilometers. Still efficient, translating to about 4.1 miles per kilometers. Turning on the heater can push that figure up to 17.2 kWh per 100 kilometers. At higher speeds, say 120 km/h, energy usage climbs to nearly 19 kWh per 100 kilometers, so extended highway trips will deplete the battery quicker than expected. The heating and cooling systems also impact range. Using the heater while cruising can shave off 25 kilometers or more from your expected driving distance. Thankfully, the Seagull has tools to help balance this. Regenerative braking, a key EV feature, captures energy during deceleration and redirects it to recharge the battery. This helps stretch range during city driving and adds to the car's overall efficiency. With careful driving, especially in urban settings, it's entirely possible to get close to the Seagull's advertised numbers. For drivers who want to dip their toes into the EV world without making a major financial leap, the BYD Seagull offers a compelling blend of affordability, tech, efficiency, and safety. It's a smart city car that refuses to feel cheap, and for many buyers, that balance could be exactly what they've been waiting for. Every time you ease off the accelerator or tap the brakes, the BYD Seagull quietly does something smart. It reclaims some of that energy and sends it back to the battery. It's a feature that truly shines in stop-and-go urban traffic, where constant slowing and starting can actually work in your favor. On highways, though, maintaining a steady pace is the best way to conserve energy. Punching the pedal might be exciting, but it comes at the cost of range. When it comes to daily city life, this compact EV feels right at home. It was clearly designed with urban environments in mind. Its small size is more than just convenient. It's a game changer for navigating tight corners, squeezing into narrow lanes, and slotting into those impossibly tiny parking spots that larger cars have to pass up. You know the drill, circling for ages, only to find a space that seems too tight. Not for the Seagull. It fits with ease. Beyond size, it's the way the Seagull handles that really sells it. Thanks to a tight turning radius, it's nimble in situations where maneuverability is key, whether it's a tricky U-turn on a narrow road or threading through a congested intersection. If you've driven bulkier vehicles, the difference is immediately noticeable. It doesn't just move through the city, it flows. Power delivery is another area where the Seagull punches above its weight. The instant torque of its electric motor means acceleration is responsive and effortless. That quick surge is exactly what you want when a light turns green or when you need to merge quickly. While 0 to 50 km/h in under 5 seconds might not sound thrilling on paper, in real-world driving, it makes all the difference. You're not trying to win a race, just trying not to feel left behind. Handling overall is straightforward and comfortable. It's not pretending to be a sports car, and it doesn't need to. The steering is light, the response is smooth, and while the ride can feel a bit firm over bumps or potholes, it adds to the lightweight, agile character of the car. It's a commuter's vehicle through and through, reliable, functional, and just a little bit fun. Efficiency is where the Seagull continues to deliver. In regular conditions, drivers report achieving over 80% of the stated range, which is more than enough for the average city commute. Fewer trips to the charging station means more freedom in your schedule. And regenerative braking pulls double duty, not only saving wear on the brakes, but also topping up the battery with each slowdown. In traffic-heavy environments, that adds up quickly. One of the more surprising features inside the Seagull is the rotating 10.1-inch touchscreen display. At first, it might seem like a gimmick, But once you start using it, you realize how useful it is. With the push of a button or a tap on the steering wheel, the screen smoothly rotates between landscape and portrait modes. The portrait view is great for navigation, offering a taller, more detailed map that makes following directions easier. Flip it to landscape, and you've got a spacious layout for apps, music, or video playback. This feature, already proven in other BYD models, gives you the kind of flexibility you don't usually see in budget EVs. Apps generally adjust well to both orientations, though it's worth noting that Android Auto and Apple CarPlay may not yet fully support portrait mode. Hopefully that's something app developers will update soon, but for now, it's a small limitation in an otherwise impressive system. Charging the Seagull is simple and convenient no matter your setup. It supports both AC and DC charging, giving you flexibility whether you're plugging in at home or topping up on the go. AC charging can be done via single-phase, up to 7 kWh, or three-phase, up to 22 kWh, depending on the outlet. If you're in a hurry, DC fast charging can take the battery from 30% to 80% in about half an hour. Perfect for quick pit stops. Full fast charging to 100% takes a bit longer, but it's still well within reasonable limits for its class. For home use, a standard wall charger will fill the battery overnight, typically in under 6 hours. Portable chargers add even more flexibility, letting you power up while visiting friends or staying at a place without dedicated EV infrastructure. Out in public, the Type 2 socket means you'll find compatible chargers almost anywhere, whether it's a parking lot, shopping mall, or roadside stop. And with support for travel adapters, including lightweight Shuko chargers and industrial-grade three-phase CEE plugs, you've got options for every kind of journey. What makes the Seagull even more appealing is how seamlessly it fits into different lifestyles. Whether you're commuting daily, making the occasional long trip, or just dipping your toes into the EV world, it adapts. Quick charges when you need them, dependable overnight top-ups when you don't. It's all there. Environmentally, the Seagull hits all the right notes. It produces zero emissions from the tailpipe, meaning you're actively reducing pollution every time you drive. That's huge in dense urban areas, where air quality is a real concern. And it's not just about local air, it's about global impact. Cutting CO2 emissions from transport is critical in the fight against climate change, and driving an EV like the Seagull is a step in the right direction. Even the battery technology is a win. It uses lithium iron phosphate, LFP batteries, which are safer, longer lasting, and less reliant on rare or hard-to-source materials. That means a lower environmental footprint during production and less waste over time. It's efficient, sustainable, and durable. Everything you want from modern EV tech. Plus, let's not overlook how quiet it is. The reduced noise isn't just pleasant, it also cuts down on urban noise pollution, making cities more livable. The Seagull isn't just a smart, affordable EV, it's a practical, planet-friendly solution for modern urban life. If you're ready to make the switch, this little car just might be the one that makes it feel effortless. Let us know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more. See you next time!